Imagine a world where your birth is a plunge into chaos, a frantic scramble for existence from your very first breath. This isn't a fantasy. It's the stark reality for one of Earth's most enigmatic creatures, the axolotl. Join us as we dive deep into the hidden life of a true survivor. You hatch from your tiny egg, instantly plunged into a world far colder than you ever imagined. Around you, hundreds of your siblings wriggle, a chaotic mass bumping and jostling. There are no parents, no guidance, just the immediate, overwhelming truth. You are utterly alone. This initial shock quickly gives way to a chilling realization. A sibling swims towards you, not in greeting, but to assess if you are a potential meal. This is your first brutal lesson. In this underwater world, every creature is both hunter and hunted. Survival hinges on invisibility. You instinctively dive into a dense clump of aquatic plants, seeking refuge from the hungry eyes that lurk everywhere. This dense vegetation becomes your first sanctuary, a fragile shield against the constant threat of becoming someone else's lunch. Hunger soon gnaws at you, a primal urge demanding action. You attempt to hunt, despite having no instruction, no prior experience. A tiny worm drifts by, and you strike with all the ferocity of a seasoned predator, yet miss spectacularly. The worm, oblivious to your clumsy attempt, continues its journey. You try again and again, each lunge a frustrating failure. But persistence is key. After 4 determined tries, you finally snag it. It's slimy and not particularly appetizing, but it is sustenance. This trial and error process is your only teacher. You spend countless hours practicing, sometimes catching your prey, sometimes just biting water. Each small victory, each awkward miss, slowly hones your instincts and refines your hunting technique. Days turn into weeks, and you grow larger, faster, and undeniably smarter. Your movements become more purposeful, your strikes more accurate. You now hunt worms, larvae, and anything small enough to overpower, missing less and catching more. Emboldened by your growing prowess, you venture beyond the safety of the plants into the open water. The vastness that once terrified you now feels less daunting. A shrimp, caught on your first attempt, fills you with a fleeting sense of triumph. Then a shadow falls. A heron, a towering predator, lands nearby, its long legs piercing the water's surface. You freeze, a tiny statue at the bottom, your heart pounding. It searches for any sign of movement, its gaze piercing the murky depths. The heron steps closer, its sharp beak suddenly plunging into the water. You dart sideways, a blur of motion. It strikes again, but you zigzag with desperate speed, finally shooting back into the dense plants. You hide, motionless, as the heron waits, a patient hunter. Months pass, and you are now a formidable small predator, hunting tiny fish with newfound confidence. One day, you encounter a sibling, the same one who once effortlessly caught worms. A territorial dispute erupts, a clumsy dance of snapping jaws and missed lunges. After a comical display of aquatic wrestling, your sibling concedes, swimming away as if nothing happened. You follow for a short distance, asserting your dominance, before returning to your hunt. A year later, you claim your own territory, a perfect spot with ample food and cover. By the age of 2, you are a fully mature adult, a master of your domain. You know when to fight, when to hide, and when retreat is the wisest option. Then the ancient call of mating season begins, a powerful instinct that reshapes your world. If you are male, your territory becomes a stage for elaborate displays. You puff your gills at every shadow, a constant show of strength. A female enters your domain, and you circle, flare, and present your best side, hoping to impress. If you are female, the male's antics are often amusing. One nearly bursts, pussing his gills. Another bumps into a rock. You eventually choose a mate, lay your precious eggs, and then, your parental duties complete, you depart. The next generation is now on its own. Years later, you swim as always, a seasoned survivor. A worm drifts by, an easy meal. You move in for the catch. Then, without warning, something massive strikes you from behind. Darkness. Your story ends abruptly, swallowed whole by a larger predator.